Hello, welcome to Spiritual Niagara Talks Tech. I'm Kathy Upper, founder and chief visionary of Spiritual Niagara, and joining me is Bradley Rowley, Spiritual Niagara's tech whisperer. Bradley has been a part of the Spiritual Niagara team for over a year now and has been assisting us with website changes, videoing events, offering all kinds of technology ideas and programs like StreamYard, the one that we're using today, and so much more. He has his own business called Ascendant Bits Creative Digital and has been creating websites for members, recording and editing events, and he offers so much more in terms of use and setup of technology. Bradley is also partnering with Amanda Dubois, our event coordinator, to create a Spiritual Niagara affiliate business called Spiritual Events. You'll be hearing more about that shortly. Bradley is also working on improving the Spiritual Niagara website. He's always working on improving the Spiritual Niagara website. And lately, he's been actively involved in increasing our SEO. So we wanted to help members better understand what SEO is and how you can make improvements to it and build community at the same time. So make sure to watch to the end to find out some easy steps that you can take to improve your website's SEO. So why are we talking about SEO today, Bradley?
Well, you're our fearless leader, and you kind of spelled out our mission quite well. It's Spiritual Niagara's mission to connect and support the spiritual and holistic community in the Niagara region. Well, and now we're spreading across Canada, but you could share that. I'm not going to steal your thunder on that one. So as we meet physically together at different events and things, we tend to gather friends, colleagues, people that we trust, whether they're in the same line of business, the same practice modality, whatever, or other modalities. When we give a referral from one of our regular clients to another client or to another practitioner, that referral is a sharing of trust. So when we're working on building a virtual community, how do we do that? How do we share that trust? And SEO, part of SEO is the special secret sauce called the backlink. So when you develop trust and authority in your website, you can share that with other people.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is SEO?
Well, SEO is a TLA. It's a 3-letter acronym, so you'll get lots of those with technical stuff. SEO, some people think it's a noun. I think it's more of a verb. It's a process. It's a process whereby you try to increase the quality and the quantity of traffic to your website. It's a process because you can make changes, and you can measure those changes over time to see the effect on your website.
And what do the letters actually stand for, the SEO?
Oh, pardon me. I left out the most important part of the TLA, the definition. It's search engine optimization. So optimization is like an ongoing process.
Okay. So what do you mean by quality and quantity of website traffic?
Um, well, you can measure these quality and quantity in different ways. Quantity is a measurement of how many users visit your site. And the most important way, the most effective way of increasing traffic is to place higher in on a search engine results page. The quality of traffic is inferred in a couple different ways. Um, uh, I'm going to use some technical terms here. I'm really trying to keep this like normal English, regular English, but I want to use the right terms so that if people want to learn later, they're looking for the right things. On a website, you can measure the bounce rate, which is how quickly they come and leave your site. If you have a high bounce rate, they probably didn't find what they were looking for. Um, the other way to measure that is the session duration. If somebody comes to your site and they're only spending a few seconds, they didn't find what they're looking for. If they're spending 30 seconds or more, they probably found content that they were looking for. When more visitors spend more time on your site, it's a strong signal that they found what they were looking for. So I'm going to give you just a really quick example because I live out here in the countryside with all the wineries and orchards. So I want to advertise a store in Virgil selling iPads and iPhones. But on my website, I just say, I sell apples in Southern Ontario. Where do you think I'm going to show up in the search engine results? Well,
As a farm?
I might show up on the first page if somebody in Niagara Falls is searching for apples near me. But how many people are going to come to the site and leave because they didn't find any Macintosh or Red Delicious apples by the bushel? Uh, so we want to improve the quality of the traffic as well as the quantity by matching the the, the visitor's search intent.
So that people find exactly what they're looking for.
Exactly. Again, I'm using the special words. So.
Yeah. So how does this tie into backlinks?
Well, in its simplest form, a backlink is created when you link to one website and they link back to you. Now, what's important to note here is just like in real life, um, you are judged by the company that you keep. So, search engines index everything on your website, they index your content and they index links. So, if you are connecting to a site with what they call high authority and high page rank, which means they've spent time on their SEO, you're going to get some of their, um, you're going to be rated higher because you're linking to an authoritative source. So that's what makes backlinks a very powerful SEO tool. But we need to kind of look at the whole overall SEO picture because it's all related.
Okay, so where do we start with that?
Okay, again, in keeping with trying to keep it simple and plain English, we're not going to go into a lot of stuff. Google, it's said that Google measures about 200 different factors to rank where you are when you show up on a search engine page. We're just going to focus on the high points, the things that you can focus on that are going to make a quick impact on your website. Okay, so first area of focus is technical SEO. And that's really just about making sure that your website can be found. Now, tasks here will be things like submitting your site to Google or to Bing, that's Microsoft's search engine, submitting your site for indexing, your site might get picked up if you're linked to somebody else's website. Over time, you might get found, but the quickest way to do it is to submit uh, your website for indexing. Now that you can be found, you want to use what's called a sitemap, and a sitemap basically says, look at this stuff on the website, but don't look at this. So when you do that, you get good content. You don't get noise that you don't want indexed on Google. Do you have a human readable URL structure? So a URL is that path for your website. Say you're selling something. If you have something like mysite.com/products/tarot cards, not only can a human understand that more easily, Google can infer things from that. So that also helps you score better. And the last two technical SEO things are really, really important in Google's eyes. What is your web speed like? You score higher if you're faster. And what does your website look like on mobile devices? Because Google prioritizes mobile first traffic. So that's technical SEO in a nutshell. Do we need to take a breath?
Yeah, that's a lot actually. And I'm just interested. I know that you've been working on the SEO stuff and and the sitemap for Spiritual Niagara. I like to mention to our members that each of them, now have been identified in our sitemap. Like I know you've taken a lot of time to do that, which is a lot of work. So that when they go to Spiritual Niagara, that everybody comes up, right? In terms of our membership. So thank you for doing that. I know that has been a lot of work for you. And my other, okay. Oh, and the importance of mobile device, because I know that a lot of people are using mobile devices. Like that's what they use to go on the internet, right? So it's really important that all of our websites, view properly on that. And a lot of people don't think about what does it look like on a phone, right?
Yeah. Well, and maybe worthwhile. Again, this might be a topic for another Spiritual Niagara Talks Tech, but understanding some of the metrics that you can get from Google when you want to measure some of these things. Spiritual Niagara, over 60% of the traffic is mobile, so we have to make sure that our website looks great on mobile devices.
Yes. We do have a question on there, Bradley. I don't know if you've seen that. Someone's messaging. We're not sure who it is because with StreamYard, you have to give them permission to see your name.
Yes, we'll show that. We'll flip that up on the comment on the bottom there. Gives you the URL if you want to comment, so we know who you are. Just click on that link, and it will enable the security within Facebook that lets you post.
Yeah, but I can see the question there. It's asking, how do you submit your site to Microsoft? And is that, maybe Bradley, can you answer that? I'm not, why
Yes.
would you want to do that? I'm not sure.
We will be leaving some links after the live stream where you can find a number of these things. The big search engine is Google, so that's why a lot of people submit to there. Microsoft has a search engine called Bing, and you'll be looking for something called Bing Webmaster Tools. We'll leave a link for that later, but essentially you would be doing a similar thing, basically just submitting the URL for your website and asking it to be indexed.
Okay.
And there's one other one which is in Russia. If you want to do business in Russia, then you have to hit up Yandex. But
I don't think we'll be using too much of that. Okay. So let's talk about now on-page SEO and what that represents or what that's all about.
Okay, for me, on-page SEO is where you kind of try and step up your content, because when you have good content and when you get Google to index it a certain way, it improves the quality of traffic that's coming to your website. Remember, quantity versus quality. We want traffic that is coming for exactly the reason that we wanted, right? So this is where on-page SEO can help. So we'll just run over a few things here, and some of these are more applicable to blogs. If you have a blog attached to your website, but it's applicable to any website as well. So first off, you want to create authoritative content. By that, I mean write about what you know, write lots, preferably between 1,000 to 2,000 words, and your own content, not copied from somewhere else. It's important that it be original, long form. You want to have a good page title. When you do a Google search and you see the results come up, what's the first thing you see? A link that you click on. That is the title on the page. Below that, guess what that is? That's what's called metadata. And within your page, there's two useful metadata signals that you can send. One is the description, so that little part that shows up that below the text that shows up below the link is your meta description. And if you leave that out, Google's just going to pick stuff from lower down in your page. It might not be what you want. So it's better off to specify that. And meta keywords. We won't go into that because there's a whole science behind keywords, but you can put additional things in there to increase the likelihood that you get found. You want to structure your document properly. You know, like when you were in college and you had to write an essay, so many words, and it had to be formatted, and you had to use headings and subheadings and all that. Same thing with a document on the internet. So when you write your content, you want to have one top level header and then use other ones to separate your content. Doing that sends additional signals to Google about the intent of your content. Ooh, that was kind of rhymey. Next, we're going to talk about some social metadata. Have you ever looked at a post on a website or something and you go to share it on Facebook? And when you share it on Facebook, you get the picture and the text and the link and everything. That is controlled by social metadata. So rather than somebody picking how they want to share your website, you specify with metadata how
it's going to show up on social media. Oh, okay.
So it doesn't directly impact your SEO, but it influences off-page SEO, which we're going to cover real soon. And then there's some really neat stuff. Now, when you really want to step up the level of, if you really want to meet your visitors' search intent, you want to make sure you're giving them quality results. And you can do that through a special kind of metadata called structure markup. Google lets you do a number of different things with this markup that create rich results. Sounds like a fancy name for basically a more interactive experience, and we'll give you some examples. Really good examples, though, like if you've ever searched on Google for an event and seen what comes up, quite often you're going to get a range of events around you today, tomorrow, next week. Here's the venue, here's who's putting it on, and here's where you can buy the tickets. That is all structured data, and you can, in our community, with a number of different things that people do in terms of books, podcasts, videos, events, structured markup is a really great way get more people to your site. I'll show you some examples, and it'll make a little bit more sense here. So just give me a second, because I need a browser here. Okay, I think that should be the one there. All right.
Are you doing a screen share?
Yeah, sorry. I don't have enough fingers today. Okay, so I'm just going to
I
quickly...
didn't know you could do that. Oh, okay, neat.
There we are. So here we are on Google, and we are quickly going to give you, just so people can get an idea of the quality of results that you can provide. Quality results means quality traffic, and you're going to hear that a lot from me today. Quality and quantity. Okay, so we want to take a look at events. Well, I'm near Niagara Falls, so I'm going to say events here. Oops, I can't spell today. Near me. I will see a number of different events come up. And as you can see, we have a number of different concerts coming up. We have stuff coming up tomorrow. And Kevin James is in New York. Now, over on the right-hand side, when you use this structured markup, you will often get things like you're seeing each one of these tickets are generated from structured markup, as well as what Google calls a knowledge panel. So you see over here, you have Kevin James. There's the event, there's the venue, and hey, whole bunch of places to buy
So
tickets.
structured markup is something that you create so that when somebody searches for you, this is what comes up. Am I right?
You can use it for a number of different things. We'll leave a link later in the comments to Google's search gallery. I think there's 20 odd different kinds of structured data that you can use to create different results when Google indexes your page. So I'm going to briefly pick on a few people in the community here. Not really, not too hard, but let's say, we have Tracy Kennedy. You'll notice already as I'm searching, she's showing up as a business there, Tracy Kennedy Therapy. So that comes from structured metadata. But I'm going to look for her. What is that? I-E-L-U. So there we go. And again, here we have the structured metadata coming up. So there is Tracy's book. There's a picture of the cover, a brief excerpt, and hey, look, you can buy it without ever having to go to a website. This can drive traffic to your website, but it can also, as you can see, allow you to sell from right there or link people up to where you sell. And one other example, and then we'll move on, is as you mentioned earlier in some of your emails that you are expanding Spiritual Niagara across Canada. And Amanda and I recently had an opportunity to meet some of the folks from Mississauga. And one of those folks was Tanya Kolar. And she's an author and radio personality. And she also does a number of podcasts. Or I just can't type today. So there we are. So looking at the page here, she's got really good SEO here because look at that. Just the first hit there. Second hit is the podcasts. So these are individual episodes. When you click, that links directly to the content. That'll drive visitors to your page because they found content that is authoritative. Here she is, talking to a number of different people in her YouTube channel. So as you can see, the structured metadata also picks up her videos there. So
Okay.
as you can see, we can do a lot of different things with structured metadata.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like you can get some interesting search results with SEO.
You can. We're just touching the surface here, but I wanted to show how all these kind of different things interrelate to improve your ranking. I'm sure you can see with the rich results that we were getting that how this could increase both the quality and quantity of traffic to your site. And as your pages get seen more, as they're ranked higher, and your domain is seen more of an authority, backlinks become more powerful. So what do you think we're going to cover next?
Did you mention off-page SEO earlier?
Yes, yes. Last but not least, SEO is about everything not occurring on your website, and that includes uh, local SEO, which we'll cover shortly, social media, and link building, or more commonly known as backlinks. The secret sauce we're all here to learn about today.
Okay. What social media is the SEO?
Uh, Again, not directly, but if you link your social media to your website and you use your social media to market your content, this can result in what Google refers to as brand signals, which can help you rank higher as well. And as you can see from the rich results we looked at earlier, you can also highlight content on other social media sites like YouTube, TikTok, by using SEO and other social media content. You can focus visitors back to your site.
Brings more people to your site. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Um, I see. What is local SEO?
Well, local SEO really kind of helps you. If all this other work is to help people find your content in cyberspace, local SEO is to help people find you physically in physical space, somewhere on Earth. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. One is the structured markup we talked about before. If you go over, we'll provide the link again, but the Google search gallery has structured metadata to say, this is my business, this is where it's located, uh, hours of operation, et cetera, that can be a lot of work. So the second way, the easier way to do it, is to find your business on Google My Business. Now, it's a little bit beyond the scope of what we're talking about today, but it's something that I recommend for everybody, that all of the practitioners um, that have a physical space, a physical business. Um, where was I here?
Yeah. Yeah. I have
Oh,
Spiritual Niagara, like it has a Google account.
yeah.
And I remember I had to apply for it and had to, it was years ago, mind you, but I think I had to send in the business license. Like you had to prove that you're a business.
Yeah.
But you don't have to put the exact address. Like, oh, sorry. I know that, I don't have to list my physical address. And I know for our members, a lot of times they don't want to do that because it's their home. Like a lot of them are working
Yeah.
from home, right? So just to let people know, you can still register your business with as a a Google business and not put not have your address listed. Like you can just have the city. So but I get a lot of phone calls from that. Like a lot of people find Spiritual Niagara because they go to that Google site. So it gives you like a site on Google too, right? So
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and if I can add to that, when you do set up uh, that Google My Business, it's sending a couple different signals to Google, which again can help you rank higher. First off, you're going, like you said, you go through this exercise where you're verified. So your business is validated. Uh, a validated Google My Business account lends you some authority. Like you're not just some guy that popped up overnight. You have a physical business that has been verified. It's a building a level of trust. And the other thing, some people think local SEO is sort of like how can you say, like word of mouth traffic. It's really like SEO by foot. So as people visit, uh, uh, you provide service. You can say, hey, you can leave a review for me on Google My Business. And when they leave reviews there, it's something that can't be changed. So again, that can build a level of trust. If you see a business that has 400 reviews and they got 4.8 stars, you know somebody's doing something right. Again, that sends a strong signal to Google that you're trustworthy. These are all things that are would seem unrelated, but they all incrementally help you rank higher and
Yeah.
give you more authority. And as we'll see, we can share that authority later.
Yeah. Yeah. We need some more reviews on Google. I should share that. I was thinking about that. We've got a few, but yeah, I mean, that helps all of us, right? So if we can, rate higher, easily doing, getting people to do a review, that's a good technique to use as well. And what about backlinks?
We're saving the best for last. We didn't want you to like leave too early. Uh, so the internet is basically built on links, and when we link to a site and they link back to us, that's when we have a backlink. Remember web traffic quality. This is also the more content that you create that people visit, that it gets you seen as an authority with regard to a subject area. And when you're linking to people that work in the same or operate in the same sphere or subject, that sort of lends authority, as well as what's the other word I'm looking for here? Um, Validity. Like if you're linking to somebody within the community who or they're well known and they're linking to you, that kind of lends uh, their 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 audience to you, if I will. Um, so I don't know if I made sense there.
So when you're connected to each other, it helps people find you easier, really, right? Is that
Uh,
kind of a
yeah,
better way to,
yes, yes,
or an easy way to say it?
yeah. But you're gonna have some people that do a little bit better with their SEO. They become authoritative. They're expert in their field, but say they link to you. Well, because they're an expert and they link to you, that's again a signal of trust to Google, right? And when you're doing that back and forth, you're creating a situation where you're sharing trust, you're sharing authority in terms of these subjects. So everybody benefits uh, by linking together and showing that they're interacting with people that are trustworthy and are experts in their fields, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now, Spiritual Niagara, we are starting a logo program. I know we have a few members that are using that, but it's for members and partners. And how does that fit into SEO? And maybe you can explain what that program is a little bit more.
Okay. Well, as many members know, when you're a member of Spiritual Niagara, you have a profile on the website, and that their website is linked to from the Spiritual Niagara website. So that creates the link the one way, and our Spiritual Niagara member and partner logos are a way to not only promote the community as a whole, but they also serve as a mechanism to create backlinks that allow us to share and contribute to this overall authority so that we all do better on Google.
Yeah, yeah, and I should note that Bradley created those graphics. I'm going to be sharing them, but yeah, you did such a great job on. I know, remember you saying that it was fun to do, but you did such a great job at creating those. So thank you for that. So why didn't you just lead with that?
I lost my place. Hey, I don't have a BFA. I don't memorize my lines. Well, come on. This can be a little bit dry, so we kind of had to have some way to have people stick around to the end. But seriously, every little piece, as we saw, every little piece or aspect of SEO is related. So we had to cover these basics. You need to use SEO to improve the quality and quantity of your web traffic. That's what makes you an authority. And then you use SEO some more to share that authority.
Okay. Well, and it's a great way to build and to strengthen a community at the same time, right? So we've covered a lot. Is there anything else you can think of?
Well, as I said, we're going to share some links later. We've just scratched the surface of SEO. If you have a WordPress website, and many of you do, I checked, there are many tools, many different plugins that can help you with this SEO and structured metadata and things like that. There's also some resources that we can share to help you learn more about SEO. We'll put those. Sorry, we just had a comment come here. Liz is cracking me up. So where were we here? So we'll share those links, more information after the live events have wrapped up here. If you're unfamiliar with the Spiritual Niagara logo program, the images and instructions will be on Spiritual Niagara's Google Drive. We'll be providing that link in the comments below as well. So you can reach out to Kathy or to me if you need more information. If you need a little bit more help, you can reach out to me through help@ascendantbits.com. Ascendant Bits Creative Digital can help with something small like adding a logo, or larger tasks like auditing your current site SEO or providing ongoing SEO maintenance. We also provide a wide range of digital services like website design and maintenance, logo creation, photography, videography, and live events, live streaming. As Kathy mentioned, I am a Spiritual Niagara partner as well. So that means all Spiritual Niagara members get a 10% discount on pretty much all products and services I offer. And just to wrap up, we want to do more live streams like this discussing tech, its use, and its impact on the Spiritual Niagara community. So if you like the video, hit a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube already, please do that. And if you have any future tech questions that you'd like us to talk about on Spiritual Niagara Talks Tech, send an email to either me or Bradley or Kathy at spiritualniagara.ca. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, that's great. Thanks, Bradley. Yeah, so we're going to share all the links, and we can share that in the YouTube as well, right? We can do that in the description. Yeah, no, I think that's it. And thanks, Liz, for your comment. Liz said a great advice. Yeah, it's all Greek to me. Yeah, and we're trying to make it a little bit more user friendly, so people understand these technical terms a little bit. Liz, do you have a link on how to add the logo to a Shopify account, or just WordPress?
Liz, I believe that the instructions do also include some basic HTML, which is a markup language that all web pages are built in. Sorry, that was a 4-letter acronym. I apologize. There is some HTML that you can use in generic sites. I know there's some of the people in the community are using Wix, Squarespace, as well as Shopify. So you can use the basic HTML. Again, if you need a hand, you can reach out to me as well.
Yeah. If you can't do it yourself, like Bradley can help you with doing that, and it's not a difficult thing to do. So, like to add that image onto your site. But if you don't use website stuff a lot, then as small business owners, it's always good to have somebody to do those things for you. Remember, you don't have to do it all. So, and then like Bradley said, if there are some things that you're thinking, you'd like us to talk about, let us know. We'd love to do that. So thanks, Bradley. And have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Have a great rest of the day.